Hi, this is Paul Savetto of Windows Phone Central, here with our picks for the worst Xbox Windows Phone games of 2012. It was a good year, but there were some stinkers, including Gun Brothers from Glue Mobile. At the start of Gun Brothers, you pick one of two characters. Then you will endure some insane loading times. This is one of the things that makes this game just unacceptable for mobile play. Okay. Once you get into the game, the actual twin sticks here, they're kind of unresponsive. They're a little too small. On a larger phone like this, they work better. On a 3.8-inch screen or a 4-inch screen, not so much. But basically, this game has a strong online component where it tries to connect to a server and allow you to complete challenges with other players by checking in with them and seeing whether they've done them or not. But that portion of the game just doesn't work right. So it's a complete crapshoot whether or not you can actually get those challenges completed successfully. Here's Galaga Legions DX from Namco Bandai. Now, on Xbox Live Arcade, this game really isn't that bad, but unfortunately the Windows Phone version really drops the ball. For one thing, it's only got a third as much content as the console version, and yet it costs only $3 less. This is a $7 game, which is really an astronomical price. For this particular game, anyway. Okay, now, here's the problem. The virtual stick, which you don't actually get a representation of on the left side, but it is extremely slow and unresponsive. Makes it really hard to dodge accurately. Just look how the ship kind of slowly floats along. The controls for your guns on the right side, which just allows you to put your satellites in different positions, they actually work decently, so it's a shame that the actual movement controls are so busted. It really saps a lot of the fun out of this game. Here's another contender for the very worst game that came out this year. It's Real Soccer, also called Real Football, from Gameloft. Now, Gameloft makes some pretty high-quality games on other platforms, but a lot of their Windows Phone releases so far have been disappointing. So this version, some of what disappoints about it, besides the lack of multiplayer, is a lot of the features described on the game's actual store page are simply inaccurate. It's like false advertising. It lacks real licensed players, and you can see the graphics are very clunky. This was supposed to be a 2010 launch title. It didn't come out until late 2012. That's pretty bad. But more importantly, this game is actually missing modes from the iOS version, including some kind of mode in which you actually manage the team or you play an individual player instead of like controlling the whole team. And that mode is missing from this game. So, despite it being mentioned on the store page, that wouldn't be so bad, but there's actually an achievement for that mode, and you just can't get it. It's impossible to unlock this achievement because that feature is missing from the game. So, an impossible achievement by design. That's pretty terrible. Here's my number one pick for worst game of the year, Babel Rising 3D from Ubisoft. Now, as I'm fond of saying, this is not really a great game on any platform. The Xbox Live Arcade version, iOS version, nobody is really fond of this game, so it's a mystery why Ubisoft would even bother to port it. But the Windows Phone version is not as good as those other versions, so that's why we hate it so much. You can see there's some severe loading times. So the goal in this game is to prevent these followers from building a tower up to their god. You play as the vengeful god. Tap the workers on screen to crush them. The controls in this, they're really unresponsive, sort of like that Gallic Allegiance game. But look at where my little things appear. They don't even really appear just where I put my finger. So it makes it really hard to aim and actually do what you're supposed to do. Not only that, but this game is sort of, you could say, impossible by design. Is like, you'll reach a level if you play long enough that is just completely unwinnable for the player. Nobody has got the achievement for beating the game because it's just plain impossible to win. And so I don't know, it doesn't have a lot of redeeming qualities. It's a good concept, but everything else about Babel Rising 3D is implemented very poorly. Here's Contract Killer from Glu Mobile, the people who made Gun Brothers. Now, like Gun Brothers, Contract Killer is a free game. That part's good, but it's... The online server for this game is extremely erratic. Like, you'll be really lucky to even get the game to boot up without crashing, because something to do with connecting to the server messes it up. But, and it's a major part of the game, you know, is competing against your friends. So the online server right now is working okay, but usually it doesn't, so that's a real shame. The actual gameplay isn't so bad. I mean, it's got an annoying time-based mechanic where you can only play a certain amount of time before you have to purchase more energy or just wait. But it's really those severe server woes that bring it down. And Contract Killer is not currently available on Windows Phone 8. It's not compatible with it. And since Glu Mobile never patched this game like they should have to take care of its online woes, I wouldn't expect them to patch it for Windows Phone 8 either. That's it for our picks for the worst Xbox Windows Phone games of 2012. Read the full article at WPCentral.com.